All right, guys, Gemini back with another video. And in this video today, I got some very cool news that I will be discussing here in just a second about some people that are going to be getting in the WWE Hall of Fame. The big announcement today is everyone heard about, well, I don't know if everyone's heard yet, but the one that's official is that the Big Boss Man, Ray Traylor, is getting in the Hall of Fame this year. How awesome is that? That the Big Boss Man's getting in the WWE Hall of Fame. That one actually, to be honest with you, the Big Boss Man one caught me off guard. I didn't see that one coming. I mean, he definitely, to me, the Big Boss Man is a Hall of Famer. I'm just sending out a couple links here while we talk about the Big Boss Man, and I'll get in the chat room here. Okay, so we heard about the Big Boss Man, and I was thinking, like, who would be a good person to put the Big Boss Man in the Hall of Fame? And a couple people came to mind. For one was Nails. No, I'm just kidding. Not Nails, because him and Vince McMahon hate each other. But I was thinking, and this is from my buddy The Wiz, I was thinking the Mountie, Jacques Rougeau, would be a good person to put the yeah, there we go. Wiz in the chat room. Wiz, yeah, I mean, the Jailhouse match, 1991 SummerSlam, that was probably as high as Jacques Rougeau ever got in the WWF. And then, of course, you know, like I was saying, and you know, when we were talking on Facebook, I was thinking that the perfect person to do it would also be Jim Cornette. You know, considering, you know, everything that went down at Starrcade '86, Jim Cornette would be the guy to do it. You want the finger? Here's the finger. Yep. Jailhouse match 91. Yeah, that was, you know, the Mountie getting arrested by, you know, New York's finest. It was SummerSlam 91 was, without a shadow of a doubt, tremendously entertaining. But yeah, so I was very, very happy to hear about the Big Boss Man getting the WWE Hall of Fame. And then my buddy Wiz, he broke some news to me earlier. It looks like Miss Jacqueline Moore, and Cowboy Stan Hansen are going to be getting inducted in the Hall of Fame as well. Well, considering that both of these two are from Dallas, you know, Jackie being right from Dallas, and Stan Hansen, I don't believe Stan Hansen's from Dallas, but I know he's from somewhere in Texas, and these are Texas legends. So WWE definitely paying respects to the Texas legends this year. I mean, Stan Hansen, you know, I mean, he was a big name in the United States. I mean, wrestling Vader and Andre the Giant and the master of the Hansen Lariat. I mean, Stan Hansen was a legend. You know, I mean, he was a champion all over the world. But for the most part, I mean, Stan Hansen made his name in Japan. You know, he became very, very, very popular over in Japan. You know, but he's from Texas, so it makes perfect sense for, you know, Stan Hansen to get inducted right in Dallas. I mean, Stan Hansen, you know, I mean, he was a bad dude, and who could forget Stan Hansen in the movie No Holds Barred when he was talking about teeny weeny, it ain't even worth it. It was actually quite humorous. Very entertaining individual. You know, yeah, Cowboy Stan Hansen. I was excited about him. Miss Jackie too, you know. I think people are always going to remember Miss Jackie for the bikini contest she did with Sable at Fully Loaded 98 in Fresno, California. You know, she was looking good. Sable was looking good. You know, I mean, the thing about Miss Jackie is that she was never like the tallest diva. She was never the biggest diva, but you wouldn't want to get in her way. I mean, she was a bad chick. She had a hell of a good run in WWF. You know, of course, later going on to be a trainer on Tough Enough and whatnot. And she had a good career. like I told you about Stan Hansen a few minutes ago, I mean, the work he did in Japan and, his matches versus Vader. And I mean, Stan Hansen, I mean, he wrestled them all. He was just a big, stiff, rugged cowboy. And, whoo, man. Like I said, Stan Hansen was just watching him wrestle. He was just scary. He was just one of those guys you wouldn't want to piss off. I mean, Stan Hansen, being a cowboy was his gimmick and stuff. But, I mean, a gimmick really wasn't even necessary for Cowboy Stan Hansen. He was a killer. He was a devastator. So, very cool news today. Uh-oh, we got trouble now. Trouble.
Hey, man, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I'm hoping my the blinds behind me aren't putting too much light through the camera. It looks okay.
Yeah, it looks good. It's not too bad.
It's because it's raining right now, and I got a leak in my window whenever the rain starts pounding heavy. So I'm trying to keep an eye on it.
So Wiz, now I got you here. I got you here on the Gemini 888 channel. I got to ask you, what are your memories on Stan Hansen?
Oh, Stan Hansen. Okay. He broke Bruno's neck. Remember that?
Ooh.
In the cage match at Shea Stadium.
1980?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was well.
Stan,
no, I don't want to say 80 because that was Bruno and Zbyszko, but Stan is definitely the one that broke Bruno's neck. I know that.
So he's definitely in. He obviously, I mean, the newer generation, they're not necessarily going to remember Stan Hansen because he's been out of the ring for a while. But in your opinion, you see Stan Hansen as a Hall of Famer, even though he made his name over in Japan for the most part.
Yeah, I would say so because there's a lot of guys that are in the Hall of Fame right now that weren't necessarily in WWE, but they made their names. They got their notoriety elsewhere. They're big enough names that they can cross over,
Right.
I'm trying to think of who it was that Stan inducted. It was a few years ago. Remember that he came over to induct somebody into the Hall of Fame.
I want to say Bill Watts, possibly.
No, that was Jim Ross.
Let me look this.
JR Bill Watts. I'm pretty sure of.
Yeah, know what, Stan Hansen, it might have been a Japanese wrestler that Stan Hansen did.
It was Inoki, Antonio Inoki. You're right.
In New York for 13, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right on that one, but it was Inoki. I remember now. But yeah, no. he was big in Japan. He made his money over there. He, like you were talking about right now, he had the part in No Holds Barred in the Roughhouser Club. The teeny weeny. It ain't even worth it.
And now I'm sitting here and I'm reading about Stan Hansen. And have you seen the clip of when he knocked Vader's eyeball out of the ring when they were in the match?
I think so, yeah.
Disgusting, dude. Yeah, Vader. I mean, you talk about two guys, hard-hitting professional wrestlers. I mean, who could just beat the shit out of you. That would be Stan Hansen and Vader. I mean, my God, man, you wouldn't want to get hit by either one of those guys.
No.
And then, what are you thinking on Miss Jackie getting in the WWE Hall of Fame?
I honestly, man, I think it's a little too soon for her. I mean, yeah, she's from Texas. Yeah, it looks like they're wanting to do like most of the Texas legends, like you were talking about. But I know she kind of made a name for herself in the Indies before she came up. In what was it, 98 when she arrived? But I mean, she didn't really do anything that was Hall of Fame worthy. I mean, yeah, she was one of the Attitude Era divas, but her tits popped out at what was it, Capital Carnage '98 over in England. They did. Yeah. Sable ripped her top off. She was up on Mark Merrow's shoulders. She came up, ripped her top off, and yeah, they went flying.
Well, Miss Jackie's an interesting one. I mean, she was so small, like her height. She was such a short woman. Like, God, she could have been more than 5'4", 5'5", but she was just tough as shit, though.
Yeah.
I mean, she was like, I can remember watching her in WCW with Disco Inferno and stuff. She was just pulverized Disco Inferno. But I mean, we're going back a while, but there is some more divas who wrestled around that time who deserve a Hall of Fame nomination more than Jackie.
Any lady that should get it before anybody else, it should be Sable.
Sable, and I have to say China too. You know, China.
China, yeah, but you and I both know that ain't gonna happen.
No, and I think a lot of that is Stephanie McMahon's influence because Stephanie can't stand the sight of China.
Well, Triple H too. You don't want nothing to do with her.
I know, and it's crazy because I mean, Triple H was with China first. You know, people might not remember that, but yeah, Triple H was with China first. Is as weird as that sounds, you know. And then Stephanie came in. I think Stephanie and Triple H were screwing around behind China's back. Just a personal opinion.
Well, you know, you're probably right on that. Actually, I think you are right, but you know, that's their thing, that's their business, and you know, look how happy Triple H and Stephanie are now. Look at the life they've built. Look at the careers they have together. China could have never had that with Triple H.
So let me ask you this. I mean, people have been spreading this rumor around about Triple H's contract with WWE being up. Do you have any information on that?
Yeah. It got released on WWE corporate. You can find it on the website. It's like all fine print, but somebody actually went and screenshotted everything and put it on their Twitter. I think his name is Chris Harrington. That's the guy's name on Twitter, but he screenshotted it all. And it says that one of the pieces said, okay, well, Shane is getting paid $120,000 for his current run, and it also said in the same paragraph that Triple H's contract is up. That his talent contract, not his official contract, you know, like the office shit, but his talent contract expires on March 31st. But of course, it's going to have to get extended. But at least a week past Mania, you know, because he's still the champ. He's still got to drop the title to Roman.
Possibly though. They're gonna have to change the finish though. You know, I don't think that they can have Roman Reigns leaving with the title at WrestleMania, dude.
Well, it's sad to say it's gonna happen.
I mean, I will say that I was watching, WrestleMania 29 on Saturday, and they did leave that crowd at MetLife Stadium with John Cena as the world champion. So they've done it before.
Yeah, so. I saw you gave that another chance.
From a production standpoint, actually watching 29, the production standpoint of it, they did pretty damn well. You know, they did. It was actually pretty well done. They just didn't have any real surprises on the show, so it
the stadium was a plus. The production was a plus. All the set pieces, the stage, that was a big plus. They had pretty decent key matches. You know, Rock and Cena twice in a lifetime. Brock and Triple H, Taker and Punk. What else was there? I packed the DVD away. I could reach right over here to Wiz's Wall of Doom and pick it out. But no, I got to clear some room. I put the wrestling DVDs that are on the network that I own. I put those up in the closet just to make some space.
Ryback and Henry, that wasn't much. And then the Shield did a 6-man tag, and then they had
Del Rio and Swagger, but we knew the outcome of that already because Swagger got popped.
Yeah, for the DUI. Yeah, I DVR'd through that match. I mean, when I was watching 29, that was the one match that I DVR'd through. I had zero interest in that match. But yeah, you were watching the UFC that night anyways, so I was sitting there, I was waiting for you, but you were all up in the UFC that night, so.
Yeah, I was at the bar watching the fights. The place was packed. You could barely move.
So let me ask you this now, since we talked about Jackie, we talked about Cowboy Stan Hansen, mastered the Hansen Lariat. Mm-hmm. What about Big Boss Man? What about the news about the Big Boss Man getting in? Are you happy for him? Happy for his family?
I'm very happy for it. He deserved it a long time ago. I hate to say it, but I watched a couple minutes of Breach's video saying that he thought he was going to get put in Atlanta in 2011 for 27, which would have been, a better place to do it, I guess, because Cobb County isn't too far away from Atlanta. But, he's finally going in. He deserves it. He paid his dues. He was over as the high mid Carter, after the 80s ended. Right when he came in, yeah, he was like heel number one next to, I'd say, DiBiase. Because he went. What did he do? He went straight after Hogan. Brother Love show. Slickster made him in the face. Boss Man got him with the nightstick. They kept the run going through the beginning of '89. Went to Royal Rumble. Then they did the spot at main event in Milwaukee where they split up the Mega Powers. So yeah, he definitely had a key piece in a lot of big angles back then. Keeping going through 90 when he was doing the thing with he was supposed to do the thing with Ravishing Rick, but Ravishing Rick ended up getting suspended, and then he did the thing with Bobby the Brain talking about his mother and doing all the nasty jokes.
Putting her in a green trash bag.
What?
He wanted that's what Bobby Heenan was talking about. He wanted to put the boss man's mother in a green trash bag.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But just a scenario for you. Obviously, One Man Gang. Akeem is going to be in Dallas at WrestleCon this year. Yeah. So I was thinking, well, shit, that could actually be the guy right there. Big Boss Man's tag team partner that inducts him would be Akeem, right?
That would be cool, I guess. From what I know, George ain't on bad terms with Vince, so I could see that happening. It would be cool if George and Slick could do it together.
The Twin Towers. I mean, it would be a Twin Towers.
Come out to Jive Soul Bro walking out on stage. The gang.
Right. Right. Well, George, he was just on a DVD project. As of 2014 on the True Giants DVD, they did a big segment with him, and I'm pretty sure that Akeem would be a candidate. Like I was telling you about, possibly. I know you said that him and Jim Cornette, or WWE and Jim Cornette, were not on good terms, but Corny, in Starrcade '86, with that big scaffold bump, I mean that's a legit possibility. I mean,
WJ, if you're watching right now, he's talking about Starrcade '86, so you're gonna get your licks in when you watch this video.
Right? Yeah, WJ. I already invited him. He said he was uploading some stuff, so I was like, I get WJ in here, but he said he was uploading some stuff, so just jamming the whiz today. But yeah, also that jailhouse match at SummerSlam '91. I mean, Jacques Rougeau, would be a perfect guy too. There has to be someone who was instrumental in the Boss Man's career to put him in the Hall of Fame. Someone who knows the Big Boss Man. Yeah. It very well could be Slick too. Slick was the manager. It could be Ted DiBiase. Ted DiBiase and the Boss Man spent some time together.
You're right about that. I'd have to say, okay, the top 4 people to do it. I'll go in order from least likely to most likely. Okay, One Man Gang would be number 4, like the least likely. Then I'd go for DiBiase, number 3. 2 would be Slickster, and then 1 would end up being Jacques. So I'll call it right now and say that Jacques might do it.
Also Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, being there, Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, and the Boss Man. I mean, they had to go at it as well.
Tough guy.
Hacksaw's. I just actually a few minutes ago I just tweeted at Corny to see if I can kind of get some info on this, but
a few people did. I saw.
So people are already trying to put the pieces together. Who's gonna induct the Big Boss Man? And they thought of that famous moment when he came off the scaffold and how he blew his legs out when he hit the mat because Bubba was supposed to catch him.
Yeah.
But he never caught him. He just let Cornette. But Cornette is proud. Cornette is proud of that moment because that spot when he fell off the scaffold, it
Yeah,
helped
he
start
talks
the.
about that pretty highly, even though it hurt like hell.
Yeah, I mean he was off TV and stuff for a while because he blew his legs out. But yeah, actually, fuck, here, let me see. Okay, let me see here. Let me turn my camera on. Well, you can see my. Well, I'll put my Cena hat on so you don't see my bald head here.
Yeah, don't scare me away.
We just had that discussion about bald heads a few minutes ago.
Yeah, see
Like,
this? See this? I still have hair. Watch Jim take his hat off and show his bald head.
it's going quick.
Compare the two.
See, we got now there's your Starcade.
Ooh,
That's it.
damn,
So yeah, that's
your webcam sucks, dude. I'm sorry.
I know it's awful. So that's why it's just a cheap Dell computer. But yeah, that's why I always turn my camera off because the freaking webcam is so bad. But yeah, that was the event right there with Corny blowing his legs out, and I didn't see the Big Boss Man coming. I did not see that announcement coming at all. I don't think anyone talked about the Big Boss Man this year getting in the Hall of Fame.
No, that's a shot out of left field, man. But hey, it's a pleasant surprise though.
Well, I love it because in years past I thought that they had been staying away from dead wrestlers, but now we're getting someone who was never a WWE champion. I don't think he ever held gold in wrestling. I don't think he ever held one title.
Hardcore title.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did.
I think he was one half of the tag champs too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
During the Attitude Era.
Yeah, that's right. And I could always remember the Boss Man always being one of the top heels around the late '80s and early '90s.
Don't forget the spot at 15 in the Hell in the Cell where he got hung by Taker.
I wonder if they'll show that.
No, they won't. They'll probably show clips of the match, but they won't show that.
Yeah, he was. I wonder who made the decision on that one. I wonder if that was like a Triple H thing, or I wonder who pulled the strings on the Boss Man going to the Hall of Fame.
I'm sure we'll hear about it more, but yeah, for the list that I knew about, the rumored ones next to, once we found out about Sting, once we found out about Godfather and the Freebirds, it was JBL, Jackie, Stan Hansen, Regis Philbin for the Celebrity. God, who else? That was it, I think. So they've pretty much narrowed it down so far. I don't think they're going to do JBL. I think it's still a little too soon for JBL. Plus, he's going to be there with Simmons inducting Godfather. Regis Philbin, yeah, I say that's an okay induction. Because he's participated a lot, even way back in the '80s. If you go on YouTube, you can find clips of Regis when he was still doing local TV in New York. He's backstage before Mania 1, and he's interviewing Piper and Cowboy Bob. Then you go through the early '90s, and he's there at Mania 7 doing all the backstage stuff, and he was participating in that. Fast forward through like the end of the '90s when you got all the well, actually I should say the entire decade of the '90s on Regis and Kathy Lee. They had tons of wrestlers on there. They had Warrior, they had Taker, Macho Man was on there. Fast forward to Attitude Era, you had Austin on there when they did the whole Philbin 316 thing. So yeah, I can see that one, but any more celebrity inductions, I still say Cyndi Lauper deserves it before anybody else.
Well, thinking about this though, with 3 weeks, with 3 Raws left before WrestleMania, if they only do one inductee per week, they would do Boss Man this week, and then they would do Jackie next week, and then they would do Cowboy Sam Hansen the last week. So they would run out of weeks if they did one wrestler a week, though. So these actually might be the final 3 that they only got 3 Raws left, and they only do one.
Okay, well, okay. They're gonna do Boss Man tonight. Next week they're gonna be in Pittsburgh next week. Then they have the 21st. I think they're going to be in Philadelphia. Then they have the 28th, which is the go home show, and they're in Brooklyn. So that's still 4. So you still have all that time. So Boss Man will get announced, Stan Hansen, Jackie, and Regis. So there's still plenty of time.
Regis, I can actually see, because of his interview work and stuff, he's actually a decent celebrity to get in, because of his contributions to putting wrestling over on mainstream TV back in the day. He,
Yeah.
he never put down pro wrestling. He put pro wrestling over, which most of the time ABC and the CNN and the big news networks were putting down wrestling. Regis actually put it over and made wrestling look better. So I can see his contributions in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But that's 4 though, and they got 3 weeks left to go.
Shitload better than Drew Carey, I'll tell you that.
Wait, excuse me. You can tell that Drew Carey was embarrassed, and he knew he didn't deserve it when he did get inducted. You could tell Drew Carey didn't really want to be there.
Dude, I watched Price is Right earlier on today, and he helped an old lady cheat to win the Showcase Showdown, the wheel. This girl had that rolled before her. She got the dollar, so she was already poised to win. And this poor little old lady, she's spinning the wheel from the bottom, and she finally hits an 80. And then Drew Carey's like, "Oh, all you need is 20 cents, and it's way up at the top. Let me help give you a spin." And the lady lands on 20 cents, so she ties the girl.
It's a good show, man. They always have some young, cute college cuties on there. All right, so let me ask you this here. WrestleMania, it's coming up. It's right around the corner. It's not too far off. Hey, stop it. That wasn't my fault. It's not my fault, like Snitsky said.
Dude, I know. You know how disappointed I am that I can't go. Now that we're live and in living color, I'm fucking disappointed that I cannot make it to Mania. And it hurts. It hurts right there.
Well, it hurts more to pay all that money because you might see Roman Reigns leave with the belt. But
see, you're paying for, like I said, you're paying for the experience of a lifetime, because that's guaranteed. That's going to be the biggest show you'll ever go to in your life.
It's going to be epic, and all this cool stuff going on, and Dallas. But let me ask you this now: we got like just not too many Raws left, 3 Raws left. How the hell?
Four counting tonight.
How do they turn up the dial, man, and get things cooking tonight with Shane McMahon and Chicago? How do they get things fired up and get everybody up?
Well, Chicago's a rowdy town on its own. That goes without saying. I'm not really sure. They'll do something though. Also, while I'm here, the story broke a few minutes ago. I don't know if you got to see it, but the guy that kind of gave everybody the hint that a big surprise was coming the night that Shane O'Mac returned. The same guy says that for tonight there's going to be another surprise, a big surprise, not as big as Shane O'Mac, but we'll still enjoy seeing it.
Any guesses on what that surprise is? I was going to ask you about that.
Maybe Foley, because they said Foley's supposed to come back to start setting up an angle for that he's going to have a non-wrestling role with.
Wow.
So that would be my top choice, but I might be wrong.
They'll have to. So let me ask you this: do you think Vince McMahon and Shane are going to do their little interview stuff tonight on Raw and go back and forth?
Possibly, quite possibly. If Shane's there, Vince is going to be there.
So let's see. So what about the title picture between Roman Reigns and Triple H tonight? How does the title picture start kind of taking place without Roman Reigns being there?
Well, they're still gonna be bumping up Roadblock for Saturday. They're gonna finish out the program with Triple H and Ambrose. If Roman does show up, he's not gonna be taking any bumps, because I think they're still worried about his nose. Maybe by next week or the week after, they'll have Roman back on TV, but I don't know. It's 50-50 on Roman for tonight, but they're definitely going to be doing more with Triple H and Ambrose. Lesnar, well, I'm straying from the subject. Lesnar, I don't think is going to be in Chicago because he's got the match with Bray. but we all know how that's going to go over. And then they got the NXT tag championship match. So those are the only 3 that I know of for sure for Saturday. We're going to be picking for that too, so we'll get extra points for our little table there.
Shit, man. All right. It's so unpredictable. What if so is it a title match between Ambrose and Triple H at Roadblock?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a title match. Is Ambrose got any shot on winning the title or no on that one?
I'd say no. I'd say it's just it's a live network special. I mean, it's not as big as the one they did in Japan on 4th of July for Brock and for Owens and Finn Balor, where Owens dropped the title. That went over big there. This is just like a placeholder show. Because there's a report that came out, and I think they're going through with it, is that they're knocking back the amount of pay-per-views and increasing the amount of network specials. So this is like the first one for it. But it's not, I mean, Toronto's a great wrestling town, but it's not a big enough show, and the venue's not big enough to have something like that go down. So I don't think we're going to see a title change there.
Did I fuck that up? Is it Hansen with S-O-N or is it Hansen with S-E-N?
S-E-N.
So I did fuck that up, so I got to change the title then. God damn it.
What, on your video or what?
Well, the title of it is Miss Jackie and Cowboy Stan Hansen. I don't know if I spelled Hansen right because I spelled it with an O.
What's an easy fix?
Yeah, I got to fix that. All right, Wiz. Well, guess what I get to go do? I get to go to a nice, lovely meeting at work here. Yay!
Oh, with the assholes. I hope they hear that, too.
Yeah, they might, because, it's retarded, dude. I just got off like 9:30, 10, and now I'm headed back to the lovely pricks. I'm going to go sit and listen to them talk for an hour and a half. So
I got about another hour or so before I put the Raw thread up, and then I got to get my ass in the shower before Raw starts, so that way I'm all taken care of. By the time Raw is over, it's time to head to work.
All right, Wizzy. Well, I'll catch you on the thread tonight. Thanks for coming by. I'm going to get out here and go listen to some assholes for an hour and a half. So I'll catch up with you later. All right, dude. Bye.
Take care, man.
Later.